Everybody, and welcome to Keith Hay Park as we bring you live coverage of the Northern League match between Auckland United FC and Eastern Suburbs AFC. I'm Gordon Glenn Watson, your commentator for this afternoon. Let's check on the team news. The Northern League season for you against Auckland United. Share with us your thoughts.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one for us. First up, they've been one of the real big teams in the Northern Premier for the last sort of 4 or 5 years. So, but a good one for us to start with because that's what we're in it for. It's like good challenges, and so yeah, tough.
What do you expect to see from your team today, and also your opponents?
Look, we don't know much about them being the first one. I'd imagine they'll be pretty to previous years. They've just got good quality players in their squad. Like for us, we'll just continue on similar playing style to our summer league. We've managed to keep a good chunk of the squad there, but also bringing through some good youth players, which again is a big challenge for them against a strong team.
You've just come off the back of a very tough summer season. How are the energy levels looking ahead to now 22 more games and possibly national round at the end of it?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's why we play. Football. I love it anyway. I know some of the players they're on a little bit of a break, so we're going to rotate players in, make sure that we're not overloading them, and that's a good opportunity for our young guys at the club, and that's certainly what we're about. So we've got a few that are going to get a run out today, and then we know that we've got some quality to come in when we need it.
Excellent. All the best. Cheers. Well done. Hiroshi, a big day for your team against a difficult opponent. What are you expecting?
Obviously, it's an opening game, and the difference between Eastern Suburbs and us, obviously Eastern Suburbs, they've been keep playing in the whole summer, but this is, for us, it's first game for a long time. So that's between different, okay, maybe we're fresher, they're a little bit it's not that fresh as can be, but so it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be a good game.
There's a sense of it being a special occasion given the club rooms was inaugurated and it's open. It's a magnificent facility. Phil Goff came to oversee that opening. How does it feel to be up and running and hopefully no COVID?
Well, and I can't complain in this facility, and we've been really enjoy since we're starting working and using this facility. This is kind of the proper football clubhouse. So yeah, in the future, with this facility we can do not just first team and the women's first team, but it's just whole club and academy. Utilize this facility, maximise. Yeah.
There is potential carrot of a top 4 place and a place in the national round. Do these match the ambitions of Auckland United?
Absolutely. That's probably the most exciting part of the new season. Brand new league, and everybody's got a chance to go to the top 4 and go to the national league. So every game is not going to be worth stats and points. Everybody chasing. So for the spectator point of view, the supporter point of view as well, it's come down to watch our games. It's going to be every weekend. It's going to be a fantastic game.
Hiroshi, thanks for your time and good luck for today's match. Let's take a look now at how the teams line up. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Auckland United have gone with a fairly strong lineup. There is a lot of experience in this team through Ross Haviland and captain Joe Dawkins, who was part of the Onehunga sports team that won the Chatham Cup 4 years ago. Monty Patterson is the goal threat. The former Ipswich Town professional and 15 cap all-white will be one to keep an eye on. But also Harsha Reniga, who has an all-whites cap to his name, is going to be marshalling the defence. Eastern Suburbs. Well, Eastern Suburbs season ended only 2 weeks ago in the now defunct ISPS Handa Premiership, and Coach Wani Edwards has hinted that there will be players rested. That doesn't mean that this side is not without experienced players. Stephen Hoyle, the goal-getter, is going to be the most experienced player for the Lily Whites today. Michael Bilt steps in. The impressive Daniel Edwards is also there. And Campbell Strong, who has 3-4 seasons under his belt playing in the National League. These are the players that skipper Adam Thomas will be looking to if the Lily Whites are to make a big impression on the opening day of Northern League action. Today are led by referee Nick Waldron. His assistants are Hayden Tutbury and Will Roberts. Respect, passion, professionalism and a sense of unity for Auckland United today. A historic day for them as they take on Eastern Suburbs in the Northern League. These two sides met last season in the truncated Lotto NRFL Premier Division. It ended in a 3-2 victory for Hiroshi Miyazawa's side. Today they're up against an Eastern Suburbs team that is still fresh from their efforts over the summer in the now defunct ISPS Under Premiership, and Keith Hay Park will be keen to see which of these two teams emerges victorious on the opening day of a new league with some very familiar faces that we've seen over the years in summer competition. The prize, of course, is a place in the National League round at the end of the year. The top four from the Northern League will advance to that round. And of course, beyond that, and perhaps beyond COVID-19, there are places at the OFC Champions League and the FIFA Club World Cup to dream about. There are other matches taking place across the country and across the northern region. Of course, you can keep track of all of those on the Tribe app, which is downloadable from the App Store. As referee Nick Waldron gets us underway. Auckland United making a very direct start in the opening seconds of this game. Hoani Edwards, of course, in the build-up to this one, did say that there was an opportunity to rest some players. Declan Viljan, the goalkeeper, launching this one long. Former All-White Hashe Renega dealing with the immediate danger. Auckland United with some work to do. Hooked away by Haviland, still with the Lily Whites. Lovely ball in for Stephen Hoyle, but Haviland cuts in. Here's Raj. Viljan. Oh, and he got a bit of a hurry up there from Auckland United. Here's Kalua. Nicely played by Dan Edwards. Eastern Suburbs' last outing was, of course, a semi-final of the ISPS Handed Premiership at Kiwatia Street against Auckland City FC. A game that they lost 2-1. They were, of course, national champions just a couple of seasons ago. Danny Hay, the coach at the time. Here's Dawkins. Now Waite. Well, it's a lovely day here in Mount Roskill. 23 degrees. There is a blustery wind blowing down the ground at ground level. Weather conditions good. The pitch, as you can possibly tell from our images, is not in the greatest nick, although that's not an unusual situation in Northern League currently. The overlap between seasons is causing one or two issues there, and also the extension of the cricket season due to the lockdowns around COVID that have taken place in Auckland in recent times. Nevertheless, it's the first step in a much longer journey and part of a much bigger picture. Here's Waite. Trying to seek out Marathi. It was Kelvin Kalua who forced the error from Regont Marathi. He was playing his football with Waitakere United until very recently. Here's Thomas. Hoyles comes short. Thomas finds him. Good touch by Edwards. He's found a pocket of space here. Meshel is pulled away. He fancies a go himself. It wasn't far away. Very enterprising work from young Dan Edwards. Can't afford to give him space. He was one of the Lily Whites players who caught the eye over the summer. That's a good press from the Lily Whites. Haviland now. He's given that one straight back to Eastern Suburbs. Here's Hoyle. United just struggling to connect their passes and get out from the edge of their 18-yard box. It's a good turnover for Hawani Edwards' team. What can they muster from here? Well, lack of accuracy has let his team down. Meshel's effort from long distance, but it shows you what the intents are from Eastern Suburbs. Tipalu back to Waite, who has to force that out of his feet. Here's Strong. Now Built. That's a good ball in from Built, and well, perhaps not as good as it first looked. Doesn't quite reach his teammate Jake Meshel. Seems to have taken a deflection. It will be a corner for the visitors. We're of course bringing you this live coverage of the Northern League from the wonderful club rooms here at Auckland United that were opened just over 2 weeks ago, at least officially, with MP Michael Wood and Phil Goff, the Mayor, in tow. United would so dearly love to mark the occasion with a victory here, but they've got some defending to think about. It goes to the far post, and it was Adam Thomas who found the space but was unable to find the correct technique to force the header downwards. Thomas with some excellent work again. The Lily White skipper ranging forward. Lovely switch of play by Muspelli. There's the overlap. Michael Built decides to use it. Auckland United appealing for offside, but nothing doing there. The quality of the cross left a lot to be desired as well. It was Joel Clissold who managed to get into that advanced position. We've had 6 minutes, and it's Eastern Suburbs who have got the early momentum. Boone Ozawa conceding the free kick. Here's Strong. Thomas surveying options forward. He's got Hoyle in the channel. He decides to switch. Karlua on the overlap here. Good run by Karlua. Can't quite keep it in. Assistant referee on the clubroom side is Will Roberts. He had a good view of that. But it just hints at some of the danger that Eastern Suburbs pose here. They're very attack-minded in terms of getting their wide players forward, but their ability to switch play accurately and quickly could be cause for concern for Hiroshi Miyazawa. Meshel and Karlua in deep congress on how they're going to go about this opportunity. It could be a long throw. Hoyle is the obvious target. Joe Dawkins has picked him up. Robert Tipalu's there too. Hoyle leaves the space in behind, and that's a very valuable win by the skipper. Danger not over. Murati.
Hey guys, sorry, we need to come back a little bit rather. Yeah, I know it's frustrating if you want to lean on the bench.
Murati with the throw in. Here's an opportunity for Auckland United. Can't quite get the shot away, but possession is retained. Lots of hard work going in from Eastern Suburbs. They've got back in numbers. And the attacking promise of that move has broken down. Edwards for Karlua. Now Meshel. Karlua. Good work from Karlua and Hoyle. You could see there what was on the mind of Jake Muspelli, trying to play that ball just into the space behind the United shape. Here's Thomas again. and a difficult one. As I said, the conditions here are difficult. You can tell from the flags on halfway that the wind is firmly behind Eastern Suburbs' back. Here is Monty Patterson with a switch of his own. That's a beautiful ball. Interesting moment for United. Lovely exchange of passes and a very timely tackle by Campbell Strong just inside the 18-yard box. Tipaloo hoists it forward, headed away by Thomas. Reniga for Haviland. There's a switch again. The assistant referee has kept the flag down. Carl Lua goes to tidy up. Now it's with Raj. Well, both teams just using the first 10 minutes to feel each other out. 2 efforts on goal for the Lily Whites, and United yet to lay a glove on their visitors from Kohimarama. Tipaloo, forward by Reniga. It's cut out by Raj. That's good defending. Edwards now looking for an outball, finds Kalua. Muspelli, patient on the ball. Strong shows and will need an outball of his own. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Excellent pass from Muspelli. He's got a good range of passing early on. Thomas. And that's a decent ball. Michael Bilt has managed to get in behind the pacey Reniga. That's a good first time cross, but too close to the goalkeeper, with Meshel lurking in behind. Heavy touch from Boone Ozawa. Well, Auckland United formed last year as a joint venture between Onehunga Sports and Three Kings United, 2 teams steeped in football history in the Auckland region. Three Kings formed in 1997, made it into the final of the Chatham Cup, 2009. Here's Edwards, though, in the present, trying to find Stephen Hoyle. It was cut out by Robert Tipaloo. Leon van den Hoven came back to provide a hand, and now Regot Marati searching for a way forward. Picks out Haviland. There's a forward one by Reniga. There's a pocket of space opened up for Auckland United through Jack Duncan. Just 2 in the box. One of them is Patterson. The other is Kingsley Sinclair, for whom this will be an interesting day, having played the last couple of summers in the colours of Eastern Suburbs. Here's Ozawa. Meshel back giving a hand and has conceded a free kick, perhaps somewhat harshly. Now Eastern Suburbs with some defending to think about. Patterson on the ball. Sinclair, there's a bit of space for him to work in. Patterson has Ozawa to his right. There's a decent shot. Tell you what, there was a lot for the goalkeeper to think about. Not so much of the accuracy, but it was the movement of the ball that was weirdly hit. Not much movement. It was one of those awkward ones that, had it been on target, Viljan might have had some awkward body movements to contemplate. As Ozawa gets past his opponent, Kalua provides the insurance policy for Suburbs. Raj. Nice touch from Hoyle. Beautiful touch. Meshel. Very physical challenge. Lovely skill as well by Leon van den Hoven, the New Zealand age group international. Patterson drops off the 18-yard box, lines up a shot. Once again, doesn't test the goalkeeper. "15 caps for the All Whites." Monty Patterson. His one and only goal coming against the United States in a 1-1 draw during the Anthony Hudson era. Here is Haviland. Van den Hoven for Patterson. Jake Muspelli deactivating that Auckland United attack as Viljan sends it forward. Meshel for Kalua, who goes by Ozawa. Well read by Murati. Murati has turned over possession and allowed Patterson to get clear. He's taking on Raj and gets a shot on target, and the first real save of the game for Declan Viljan. Eastern Suburbs supporters have grown very used to the figure of Daniel Drake in goals, particularly over the last 2 summers. Daniel Drake with a long National League career that began in the Waikato. Thomas. Kalua finding space on the left. It's been read by Murati, who wins the header. Sinclair. Haviland for Waite. Long ball forward. Carefully measured pass by Joel Clissold. Away by Viljan. Helped on by Meshel. Here is Raniga taking on Clissold, then Strong. Murati's made a good run down the right-hand side if United can spot him. Here's Patterson, meanwhile, down the left. Can't get the cross in, wins the throw instead. Well, COVID made its impact felt in Auckland football last winter. The Lotto NRFL Premier Division only reached its 8th round, but Auckland United had managed to pull together 6 wins and 2 draws at the point where the competition stopped. Ozawa, decent ball. The cross, decent as well. Very important from a Suburbs perspective that Thomas reached it. Auckland United starting to find some rhythm and now starting to penetrate Lily White's lines. Oh, and cries for a foul, and Nick Waldron was perfectly placed to spot the moment. Well, these 2 Auckland clubs are also 2 of the biggest clubs in the city in terms of their memberships. If you look at Eastern Suburbs, you get the sense that it sits around the 2,500, 3,000 mark. Well, that's also true of Auckland United's registered numbers, sitting at 2,400. Most of that number is for players aged 18 or younger. Thomas, beautifully done. Viljan joins in the build-up. Thomas again. Here's Campbell Strong. That's a good ball. Kalua shut down very quickly by Regant Murati. Interesting individual matchup between those 2 players. Both highly experienced at Northern League level and at National League level also. Murati has turned out in the past for Central, and Kalua began his career at Ellerslie AFC. Ball launched forward. It's won by Suburbs. Hoyle Tries to send Bilt in behind, but Haviland was wise to the move. Well, I did mention that there were other games taking place or scheduled to take place this weekend in the Northern League. They included Melville United against Manukau United, Northern Rovers against Birkenhead United, Hamilton Wanderers taking on North Shore United, and West Coast Rangers were scheduled to face Western Springs. The match between Bay Olympic and Auckland City FC was postponed earlier this week. And of course, if you've kept your eye on social media, you will have seen that the Southern League and Central League were also getting underway. Patterson bulldozing his way through. Buno Zawa couldn't find him. Viljan tries to play it safe. It was awkward. You could see the bounce there in the 6-yard box was hazardous, and Viljan opted for safety. Patterson, step over to try and defeat Raj. It was intercepted by Meshel, who's given it away to Haviland, who's burst forward and might fancy it from long range, but it's in the end something that Declan Viljan will not have to be concerned about. Haviland is another player who has played for Eastern Suburbs in their first season back in the top flight back in 2016. Chipped in by Patterson. The first touch was by Jack Duncan. Adam Thomas used his physique to handle the moment with a good combination of gentle care and strength at the same time. Here's Murati. And offside indicated by referee Nick Waldron. Well, you get the impression that Auckland United have settled into this game after a sticky start. The first 5 or 6 minutes it was Eastern Suburbs all the way, and now Hiroshi Miyazawa's side have calmed themselves down as Tipalu intercepts. He only finds Calvin Kalua. Muspelli spots the run forward by Stephen Hoyle. Murati gives chase. Hoyle has managed to keep that in. Michelle continues. First touch was heavy. He really did invite Regont Murati onto it. And there's a tangle of legs. Free kick given, taken quickly. Ozawa. Patterson has got the other side of Raj. Thomas has come over to give a hand. It's Patterson now who needs help. It's arrived and the first touch was heavy. And Adam Thomas went in bravely to prevent the danger from turning into something tangible for United. Here's Bilt. Cutting inside against Reniga. He's got Edwards to his left. Now Meshel plays a little give and go. And the third ball was intended for, I think, Stephen Hoyle. Haviland. Well, that's broken down just with a bit of pressure from Michael Bilt. Thomas. Here's Muspelli. Reniga was just off the shoulder of Michael Bilt and saw that unfolding and stepped in and made a timely interception. Here he is again. Harshay Reniga's had a lot of bad luck when it's come to injuries. He made his always debut 6 years ago now against Myanmar, coming off the bench in a 1-1 draw. And then had a knee injury that meant a lot of time in rehab, but it's great to see him now over the last couple of seasons coming back into something of what we came to expect from him. He was a key figure at Only Hunger Sports during their 2 Lotto NRFL Premier Division title victories. Viljan. Kalua. Dawkins hoists it forward. Edwards. Meshel. Good first touch. Edwards running off him. He's managed to extricate the ball from his teammate, but Auckland United have some problems building up on the right-hand side, but Clissold can't latch on to Muspelli's pass. midway through the first half. Auckland United 0, Eastern Suburbs AFC 0. Ozawa. Well, it's an ambitious pass from Ozawa intended for Patterson. Vandenhoven's header found Sinclair, now Reniga. Marathi is pulling wide here on the right, opening up space in the channel. Dawkins looking for movement forward. And you can see what he's saying there. He got a short run from Kingsley Sinclair, and I think he was looking for Marathi to get in behind Kelvin Kalua. "25 minutes gone here at Keith Park. Still goalless. Kalua offers an obstruction to Patterson. Long throw taken quickly. Suburbs win both the first and second ball. It's now with Kingsley Sinclair. That's a lovely pass. Has Patterson got a finish? He does! Auckland United in front. No, offside. Flag's gone up. Well, it was a very interesting move by Auckland United, and certainly the warning signs are there for Eastern Suburbs unless they can make something from this opportunity. Reniga getting involved with Michael Bilt. And you can see the frustration of Bilt. Adam Thomas speaking with Nick Waldron about how he saw that all unfold. Drama at both ends of Keith Park. Well, Mac Waite has gone for 3 in the wall. There are 6 Lily Whites players forward, all lingering on the edge of the 18-yard box. Well, the plan there seemed to be for Thomas to head back across goals. He's still got it. Here's Bilt, tried to gently lift the ball over. Strong for Hoyle, and his effort blocked. Well, there's a bit of feeling out there. That's good. You wouldn't expect anything less. We're going to see a lot more local derbies, of course, across the Northern, Central and Southern Leagues. There were monikers daubed on the ISPS Handa Premiership, the Gridlock Derby between Auckland City and Eastern Suburbs, and the Super City Derby between Waitakere and Auckland City. We'll have to get our thinking caps on and invent some new ones for the multitude of derbies that lie before us in the football to be played over the winter. Tight ball for Tipaloo, who's dispossessed. It was good work from Edwards and Hoyle. Knocked forward by Waite. It's won by Reniga. Kingsley Sinclair across to take the throw, hands it off to Reniga. Vandenhoven. Lovely skill. United very comfortable in the tight. Haviland for Waite. Edwards going to shut down Marathi. Knocked forward by Dawkins. It's straight to Raj. Moosebelly. Edwards. Well, he intended it for Meshel. They, in the end, can only concede a free kick for the home side. Haviland goes long. Lovely touch from Patterson under pressure. Raj also under pressure, needs a hand, finds it in the shape of Kalua. Meshel, Edwards. Clissold's begun his run on the right-hand side, but for now it's with Stephen Hoyle. Bilt's in the penalty spot. That's a heavy challenge from Ross Haviland, and Hoyle, to his credit, straight back up on his feet. Meshel to take it. There are players pouring forward, including Adam Thomas, who's at the back post. He's the obvious threat. Haviland, there's a challenge, and Edwards with a total miscue. Wait. Sinclair. Moosebelly. Well, all club mergers bring with them their own challenges in terms of logistics and operations, and also some of the intangible elements in terms of logos and choice of colours. But Auckland United have also brought with them a tradition through Onehunga Sports and Three Kings United of success in terms of league titles. In the men's football combined, those clubs bring 12 league titles to the table that Auckland United will aspire to somehow match, as Patterson tries to set up another opportunity. But once again, Adam Thomas defending has given us a lot to admire. He's not about the bang crash wallop aspect of defending. He's a very technically gifted player. And you saw the evidence of it there. Clissold. Bilt. Nice work from Bilt. Opens the game up for Strong. Meshel's made a run in behind Murati. He needs support. It's arriving in the shape of Edwards. Good work from Joe Dawkins. Read it like a book. Another long throw for Auckland United to defend. Thomas ranging forward. The targets will be Hoyle and Bilt. There is a contest, and it was Haviland, in fact, who was the first one to get a touch on it. We've gone over the half-hour mark, still goalless at Keith A Park. Boone Ozawa latches onto that, finds Vandenhoven, who spots Reniger on the overlap. Michael Bilt also aware of the danger being posed. Vandenhoven, good turn from Patterson, delicately done, under pressure. Still got some work to do, and he's brought down and has got a free kick. Well, Adam Thomas and Michael Bilt not happy with Nick Waldron there. I think they felt that perhaps the pitch had something to do with Monty Patterson's collapse. Nick Waldron disagrees, and that is the opinion that matters most. Well, Declan Viljan has got a lot of work in front of him here. There are half a dozen United players in and around the goalkeeper. There are two on the wall for the Lily Whites. Boone Ozawa was lingering on the edge of the box, so too is Reniger and Vandenhoven for anything that comes out. And the goalkeeper distinguishing himself with some excellent work under pressure. It was as crowded as the London Underground for the young goalkeeper. Bodies coming and going, but he kept his concentration. And that's what the Lily-Whites must do here now. Maintain focus from this set play. Well, there's a lot going on off the ball. Haviland and Bilt are... I think that's Meschel, but it's taken anyway, and Van den Hoven arrived late. Just marginally late to the arrival of the ball as Tipalu plays Haviland. Haviland again. And Viljan read that well. Sure, he's got the confidence and the adrenaline flowing now after that save. Tipalu. Strong. With some circus-like headers to boot. Haviland against Hoyle. Two experienced campaigners. Haviland trying to find Reniga, but instead Bilt got involved in the moment, and so too Strong. Well, talking to people before the game and asking them for their opinions about how they saw this match unfolding, there was a school of thought that suggested that Eastern Suburbs might have the edge because of their involvement in the ISPS Handa Premiership, as Viljan heads that one clear of Sinclair. And there were others who've suggested that there was just enough experience in this United side to really give Eastern Suburbs a big push on a big day for them. Ironically, it's United who have had the ball in the back of the net, only for it to be disallowed for offside. Ozar were dropping the ball into Tipalu, who's won it back. Now Sinclair. Murati. Patterson offering himself if Murati can get his head up. Dispossessed though by Meschel. Great work from him. Edwards. Hoyle. Edwards again. There's a run from Bilt. Oh, and the touch just let Bilt down at the last moment, but very promising move from Hoani Edwards' side. Here's Ozawa. Raj has got to stay strong under pressure from Patterson, and United get a free kick for an earlier infringement from Meschel, I believe. Dawkins' free kick. Swirling in the air, won well by Raj. Edwards making a nuisance of himself in midfield. Sinclair's former teammate getting two hands up there. Meschel against Murati should end with comfortable back pass from the United player as it unfolds. Now Patterson, Sinclair trying to punch the ball in behind for Duncan, but failing to connect with the third player. It's been the case today. A lot of promising moves in terms of give and go, but neither side able to find that devastating, crucial pass to open the scoring here this afternoon. Dawkins for Haviland. First time ball for Reniga. Clissold out to deal with Reniga. Lovely turn from the former All Whites defender. Nice cut back. Here's a chance, and a very tame effort in the end. I think that in lining it up, Jack Duncan caught part of the pitch, which would have removed a lot of the power. Did manage to get it on target, which is always a good place to begin. Maungakeki Golf Course off in the distance, offering a picturesque backdrop to today's action. Here's Waite. Lovely header from Kalua. Meschel is onside. Hoyle has made the run to the penalty spot. Meshel looking for him, clipped into the far post. Bilt arriving late with Reniga in tow. Couple of step overs from Bilt. Hoyle again. Meshel goes to the near post. Haviland hooks it clear. Now it's Moosebelly. Clissold. Bilt. And Vandenhoven on the spot at the right time for United. Vandenhoven, a graduate of Sacred Heart College, just 20 years of age. Had a spell in professional football with RKC in the Netherlands. It's a couple of years ago. He is another player in this United side who's turned out for the Lily Whites in the past. Here's Meshel. And Hoyle, who arrived late, and once again, Eastern Suburbs trying to bulldoze their way through this United defence. It is perhaps the strongest feature of this United side. They've got a very experienced back four as Murati ranges forward. Sinclair ahead of him and offside. Well, you have to watch the line if you're Kingsley Sinclair in that situation. And perhaps a bit more information and better pass selection, at least in terms of the timing. Of course, very easy to say that from this wonderful balcony where there is not so much pressure. Haviland. Wait. Back by Dawkins. Wait looking to try and hit Monty Patterson, which he does, but Thomas got enough on the ball to make it a 50-50 scenario as Duncan finds Reniga. Vandenhoven had a quick look over both shoulders before picking out Duncan again. Tipaloo to his right, chooses to go back into the space they just vacated, and Thomas again showing just what a good defender he is. Dawkins too, he's gone a long way out of that United back four to get involved with the play. Now Hoyle, he'll want to try and hold play up and wait for teammates to arrive in support. Here's Bilt. Campbell Strong is there if Bilt wants to find him. Picks out Hoyle instead. Tries to play a little give and go with Meshel, but look how determined that United defence is. Bilt can't quite find the quality required to pick out Meshel or Hoyle. Kalua was arriving at the back post. Murati with a long ball forward for Sinclair, and Viljan ever vigilant at the back, playing in that sweeper keeper type role where anticipation and timing is everything. Patterson getting off the shoulder of Edwards. Well, maybe lingered on the pass just a fraction too long. Tipaloo played back by Duncan for Ozawa. Dawkins. Murati free on the right. Wonderful pass. Murati's got time. Patterson peels away to the far post, but Murati can't beat the first player. It's Aryan Raj. Now Moosebelly. Got a touch there off Sinclair. Throw to the Lily Whites. 2.5 minutes of the first 45 left to play, plus whatever stoppages Nick Waldron sees fit to add. Been a fascinating first half of action between two clubs whose ambitions to reach the top four will be high on their list of objectives for the season as Ozawa gets beyond Kalua. Give and go with Sinclair, now with Patterson. Thomas, the ever-present, looking for an outball. Hoyle arrives, Meshel arrives, and that's opened up space for Moosebelly. Well, that was a difficult ball to play, and in the end it evaded everybody. what this game needs, to state the obvious, is a goal. Certainly to at least change the narrative and alter this deadlock. Here's Hoyle. Sinclair for company. And patience rewarded for Sinclair. Just over 60 seconds of the 45 to go. Eastern Suburbs won't disguise their intentions from here. There goes the long throw, and Hoyle was on the end of it. That's a good clearance. Clissold finds Edwards, who helps it on again. Built involved, Thomas involved. Edwards thought about the shot, shake to shoot, give and go with Kalua. Kalua again. Well, he got it out of his feet. It was an effort that took a deflection, I think, off Murati on the way through. It will be a corner. And Mac Waite will be relieved, I think, to have seen that go wide. He was going to find that rather difficult, given he was looking through a sea of bodies. He would have seen the ball appear quite late. Well, is our plot twist going to arrive here at a pivotal moment at the end of the first half? Let's see. Mac Waite, oh, he comes and doesn't quite get it. It's off the line. United survive a rather hairy moment. And referee Nick Waldron brings the action to a close. Half-time here at Keith Hay Park. It's Auckland United 0, Eastern Suburbs AFC 0. More to come. Welcome back to Keith Hay Park, everyone. The half-time break has come and gone. We're set to go again as Auckland United and Eastern Suburbs search for their first goal of the 2021 Northern League season. It was Auckland United who had the ball in the back of the net through Monty Patterson midway through the first half. It was just allowed for offside, and no changes to report on the part of either club. I suspect that both Hiroshi Miyazawa and Hawani Edwards would be relatively happy with the performance, or elements of the performance of the first half. There were a lot of promising moves created by both sides. It was just a lack of quality with the final pass, and I suspect perhaps a lack of quality in the playing surface, just enabling defenders that extra second to go and shut down opponents. That's a lovely turn from Sinclair. That is a clear-cut free kick for United in the early knockings of the second half, in a very handy position. Ross Haviland standing over it. Declan Viljoen asking for 4 in the wall. Patterson lining it up. Viljoen working on his geometry here. It will be Patterson for whom the physics is left to, as he tries to calculate the quality required to attempt to open the scoring for the home side on their home ground in front of their home support and a wonderful club rooms. Here it goes, Patterson, and it's, oh, what a goal! That was a free kick of supreme quality. He got the maths and the physics absolutely bang on. Declan Viljoen had absolutely no hope trying to stop it. And Auckland United have their first goal of the new season in the Northern League era, the National League era. Patterson took his good, sweet time overlining it up, and he got the technique absolutely on the money. Well, the game now has the goal that the crowd so desperately wanted to see, and it will be interesting to see how Eastern Suburbs respond to a moment of supreme quality from a striker who has won 15 caps for his country. Carlo under pressure, and he's given the ball up, and United looking to strike again. It was Murati. It required just a bit more care and attention in the cross, and Eastern Suburbs might have been in more trouble. Sinclair, Vandenhoven, Reniga goes back into Patterson. Lovely touch, lovely move from Vandenhoven. Sinclair tries to roll off Raj and Thomas. Well, it's Auckland United who are in the mood. Taken quickly, Vandenhoven has read that like a book. Lines up the shot, just wide of the target. It was a golden opportunity, and if you were to be a bit critical of Vandenhoven, you have to test the keeper from that distance, and with the goal beckoning. Nevertheless, that's perhaps nitpicking. It's Auckland United 1, Eastern Suburbs 0. Raj goes long towards Hoyle. Good win by Auckland United. Skipper Joe Dawkins, Sinclair, Van den Hoven. Sorry, that's Duncan, rather. Here's Haviland. Knocked forward by Waite, well read by Kalua. Now the pace and the energy of this game has just gone up a notch. Strong. Muspelli looking for movement ahead. Tried to be cute with that pass intended for Edwards. Meshel now using muscle to compete with Dawkins, who opts for safety. No quarter given in those challenges. Kalua's header. Edwards and Thomas joining in with the aerial ping pong. Lovely step over by Patterson under pressure and tackle from behind. Well, Eastern Suburbs are complaining to Nick Waldron about the decision to award the free kick, but Kalua did win the ball. I think Waldron would have looked at that as a tackle from behind, which is consistent with the laws of the game. Perhaps not so pleasing on the eye if you're an Eastern Suburbs fan. Patterson. Ball popped forward. Sinclair gets involved. Edwards too. Ozawa dispossessed by Thomas. Eastern Suburbs just losing their way in midfield, but there's a fortuitous slip that allows Edwards to race clear. Murati hot on his heels, and the final ball again, as I said earlier, just coming with too much power on it for Stephen Hoyle's liking. Tipaloo for Duncan. Haviland. Dawkins opts to go long. It's gone over the top of Kalua, who looked to have miscalculated in the initial stages of that pass, but he's recovered relatively well. Ozawa now with some defending to do. Dawkins getting involved also. Raj. Jake Muspelli. Thomas. Joel Clissold. Michael Bilt under pressure from Reniga. Van den Hoven ever watchful. Duncan pressing for United. Sinclair too. Ozawa making his presence felt. Eight minutes of the second half gone. It's Auckland United who lead Eastern Suburbs by a goal to nil. Monty Patterson with a free kick on 47 minutes. An absolutely brilliant goal. In a game that has so far been patchy at times. Thomas. Muspelli. Oh, that was a hard ball to give to Bilt, and Ross Haviland conducted the interception. Needs some space to open up in front of him. He might not require it though. He's done well to get that far. Duncan. Intelligent ball and fired over from close range by Monty Patterson. It was on Patterson before he realised it, but he did manage to find a yard either side of the two markers. It was just a bit awkward to direct on target. Dawkins gets the call from Mac Waite. Oh, and that's a ball that Waite will perhaps want to not look at again as Bilt tries to get the better of Reniga. It's been a very intense individual battle between those two players today. This is Clissold. Ryan Raj. Viljan. Intercepted by Boone Ozawa. Well, Eastern Suburbs' issue seems to be transition from midfield into those front areas. Thomas this time goes direct. Haviland under pressure from Hoyle. Here's Edwards. Now Built clips it into the far post. Meshel! Oh, and it just scrapes the top of the goal net itself. It was an excellent ball that was played in, particularly given there was such little real estate to work in. Haviland, Reniga, Duncan, Clissold with a hand in the back. Nick Waldron had the whistle at his mouth, and he'll have to get involved now before it turns into a scrimmage. Thomas, lovely skill. Well, Duncan for company. Hassled and harried the experienced Adam Thomas. But Eastern Suburbs have endured that moment. They are looking to create something through Kalua. Meshel. Raj. Thomas again. Now looking to drive forward with the ball. Strong. Gets away from Vandenhoven. Edwards. Perhaps something in the offing here from Kalua. Hoyle making a run in behind Joe Dawkins, but that ball will bounce harmlessly away from its intended destination. Well, usually through broadcast or streaming, we like to talk about matches that are coming up to try and provide you with some context for the competition. We're unable to do so. The Northern Regional Federation is opting to release fixtures midweek, certainly hinting at some of the issues that have been felt around this part of New Zealand in terms of available playing surfaces and training facilities. There are, of course, 2 match days scheduled for next weekend. It being Easter, the Friday and the Monday are usually the preferred options. You can, of course, follow those fixtures on the Northern Regional Football website if you live in the Auckland region, or perhaps just slightly south. But if you're a hopeless football romantic and you want to keep your eye on all the fixtures, and I suppose it's clubland for you, as Duncan tries to open up space on the left for Reniga, who very cutely tried to get the better of Joel Clissold with a delicate touch. Clissold had committed. Great jump by Tipaloo. Eastern Suburbs win the second ball. Patterson. Well, there was an argument there that perhaps Eastern Suburbs had conceded a free kick, but play continues. Reniga now on the left. Duncan opening up space here for Vandenhoven to try and exploit, but again it's Thomas to the rescue for Suburbs. Muspelli. Thomas. Oh, that's good work from Suburbs, but where are they going? Haviland. Tipaloo. Clissold. Vandenhoven. Reniga. Jack Duncan. Monty Patterson. That's a promising ball. There was a good run into the box as well. Raj has to be very careful against Kingsley Sinclair. And Joel Clissold and Raj, the 2 youngsters, combining to keep the Lily Whites goal intact. We've hit the hour mark. Auckland United 1, Eastern Suburbs 0. Monty Patterson, after 47 minutes, has proved to be the difference. Here's Patterson again. Jack Duncan! Great save! Wonderful save by Declan Viljoen. He can't have seen that until very late, and it was struck with reasonable power. And United now starting to ask questions again. Muspelli. Well, if he didn't know anything about Patterson's free kick, Declan Viljoen certainly was on top of that shot. There was a lot for the young goalkeeper to do. First change of the game is made. It is Jake Muspelli who comes out, and he has been replaced by Jaden van der Heyden. Murati, Patterson. Well, maybe Auckland United can take advantage of this moment as Bilt intercepts Tipilu's wayward pass, but he's made up for it here. 2-on-1 against Clissold. Here's Reniga, tried to link with Patterson, he's still got it. A chance to double the advantage, great save. Wonderful save by Declan Viljoen. Two very important contributions by the Eastern Suburbs goalkeeper in the space of just 60 seconds. You would have backed Tarshay Reniga to finish that and put the game beyond Eastern Suburbs, even at this juncture. But Hoani Edwards' side need to shake themselves up a bit. Built. Van der Heyden, the substitute's made a run into the penalty box. He's gone to the near post. And the quality of the cross from Hoyle, not what it was required to be. Sinclair. Murati. Sinclair's kept the run going. Again, it's Adam Thomas, certainly in the running to be Eastern Suburbs man of the match. Great reader of the game. Good ball to Meshel. Edwards picking up from Karlua. Haviland. It's broken kindly off Tipilu for Edwards, who has tried to play it in behind Joe Dawkins. Well, Auckland United have really grown into this game. First 5 minutes, you wouldn't have thought that was likely to happen even in the early stages. You just sense that Eastern Suburbs were rather more well rehearsed. But as this game's gone on, Auckland United have been more than worth their 1-goal advantage, and based on what we've seen in the second half, they could well have been 2-0 up. That's a great ball, wonderful pass. What can Eastern Suburbs make of it? Oh, and it very nearly crept in at the near post, courtesy of Michael Bilt. He's saying to Nick Waldron that it should have been a corner. I'm not sure whether that's due to a growing sense of frustration, or it was that clear cut from Bilt's position. Haviland, bit casual there. He's picked it up again. Murati. United now with players pushing forward in the shape of Sinclair, Jack Duncan, Leon Vandenhoven. Thomas. United will want to make sure they do get that next goal, that all-important second, to take this game away from Eastern Suburbs reach. Suburbs will be grateful that they haven't been punished. If they can get the next goal, certainly it will be a big question of Auckland United. They don't want to look back on these missed chances with regret as Duncan gets it to the back post, and that is a wonderful piece of play by Auckland United. Jack Duncan setting up the former Lily-Whites player Kingsley Sinclair, who finished with great aplomb, calmness and patience, and Eastern Suburbs trail by 2-0 at Keith Hay Park. Well, we talked in the first half about teams perhaps not being up to the mark in terms of quality with the final pass, but you can have no complaints about the quality of Jack Duncan's pass and the way that he stayed calm, and also the finish from Kingsley Sinclair matched those qualities in abundance. 2-0. Eastern Suburbs have a mountain to climb. "62 minutes gone. And Auckland United very much in control. And the question is, how will Suburbs strike back? Where will they find the creative inspiration to test this resolute United defence? And Hoani Edwards is making another change. It's Michael Bilt who has come out, and he's replaced by Zach Tobin. Thomas. Well, no movement in midfield for Thomas to try and play through the lines. Lovely touch from Hoyle. Robert Tipelu running the destructor-in-chief in midfield for United. Raj spotted Hoyle. Carefully taken under by Hoyle. Hoyle again. Carlo has ventured forward. Edwards to his right. Meshel also to the right. Hoyle has picked out Meshel. A little give and go. Hoyle tried to dig one out with the right foot. It hit Leon van den Hoven. Danger not over yet for United. Strong. Little run in behind by Tobin to open up some space. But it's lashed high and wide by Campbell Strong. Ozawa. Marathi. Back to Ozawa, whose miscontrol is seized upon by Eastern Suburbs. Edwards. Well, it was not a great pass from Edwards. Haviland picks up the loose ball. Now with Sinclair. And now Marathi ranging forward. They've backed off and let him go a long way. Raj has been drawn out towards Marathi. Jack Duncan is free at the back post, and Auckland United win another corner. Great work from Regont Marathi. Certainly always awkward for a back four when they get drawn across like that. There are opportunities that present themselves at the back post. Patterson will take this set piece. Van den Hoven forward. Haviland and Tipelu also there. The skipper Joe Dawkins, who is also Auckland United's Director of Football and Academy Director. up against Stephen Hoyle. That's a decent ball in, but it was a second player who dealt with it from Suburbs' point of view. Strong with the interception. And he steps over the ball. Jack Duncan commits the foul. Thomas. Joel Clissold. Meshel. Clissold. Van der Hayden. Raj. Thomas goes back into Van der Hayden. Lovely first touch from him. Meshel. This is good from Eastern Suburbs, and Clissold has to find quality here, and he does, and it's cut out by Haviland. That was perhaps the most well executed move that Eastern Suburbs have put together in the second half. Kalua. Good run by Edwards. Great run. First touch let Edwards down, but he doesn't go unrewarded. He's picked up a corner. Clissold goes over to take it. Edwards is there. Adam Thomas at the near post. Stephen Hoyle being picked up by Joe Dawkins in the middle of the 6-yard box. Whipped in. It's a decent one. It's only as far as Tobin. Oh, and not a bad wee effort in the ends from Zach Tobin. With a bit more confidence and self-belief, he might have elected to take that on first time, but he wanted to make sure that he got his technique right first. And there is going to be a change for the home side. It's Regont Marathi who leaves proceedings. He's had a big impression on this game. Marathi. And he's replaced by Will Stephen. Good work from Thomas. Edwards picks out Hoyle. Oh, and a late challenge from Meshel. It's the first yellow card of the game to Jake Meshel. We've waited, 72 minutes for the first card. Has been physical at times, but nothing untoward. Certainly both teams have given as good as they've got. Patterson enjoys running directly at this Suburbs defence. Strong to the rescue for the Lily Whites. Meshel. Thomas pops one forward. Tipaloo will win that all day long. Vandenhoven starts something down the right-hand side where Jack Duncan has popped up. Patterson close by. There's a run in behind by Boone Ozawa. And the attack comes to nothing. Edwards. Viljan. Popped forward, won by Ozawa over Kalua. You wouldn't pick that outcome every day of the week. Here's Tipaloo. Lovely first time pass from Ross Haviland. Here's Will Stephen. Can't beat Adam Thomas. He's been majestic this afternoon, whatever the final result ends up being. Meshel. Tobin. Does well, Zach Tobin. Van der Hayden. Strong. Orion Raj venturing forward. Puts one into Meshel. Now Edwards. Lovely first touch from Hoyle. Oh, suggestions, perhaps a handball. It's all rather half-hearted from the Eastern Suburbs players. Nick Waldron was in a very good position to make the assessment. Raj's ball for Thomas, the skipper. Campbell strong. Tobin's pulled wide on the right. He will need help from Clissold. Raj. Edwards. First time pass to Meshel. Sees the move break down at the crucial moment. That's been the story of Eastern Suburbs' second half at least. And you just wonder if there are more goals in this for Auckland United. Patterson racing clear. He's got Sinclair at the far post. Ozawa, and, well, he elected to go himself, much to the appreciation of the Keith Hay Park crowd. But I wonder if Kingsley Sinclair might have been thinking of other things. Auckland United leading Eastern Suburbs by 2-0 in the Northern League. First round of the new competition. Here's Stephen. Vandenhoven. Tobin and Van der Hayden both pressing. It's broken for Strong. Sinclair. Vandenhoven. Duncan. Not a bad ball. Cut out by Clissold just in the nick of time. Game now starting to open up. Another substitution about to take place. Hiroshi Miyazawa shuffling his pack. Boone Ozawa is the player replaced. And it looks as though there might be a tactical switch coming as part of this. Monty Patterson has dropped into a wide position on the right. Here's Jack Duncan. Will Stevens made a run forward. Duncan pops in a useful looking ball. Again, it's Adam Thomas. And it's a corner conceded. Well, this would really put the cherry on the icing on the cake for United if they can score from this. Great jump away by Kalua, not convincingly though, and Viljan does well under pressure. Young Suburbs goalkeeper who's had an outstanding second half. Certainly couldn't do anything about the Patterson goal. And pulled off two very, very good saves to try and keep Suburbs in this game. Well, some results emerging from the Central League. Miramar Rangers have beaten Waterside Karori 2-1. Wainui Amata have lost 5-1 to Napier City Rovers. And another change being made, this time for the visitors. It's Jake Meshel who comes out, and he is replaced by Dylan Lang McConnell. Strong. Evades Sinclair, that's nicely done. And Patterson, great work from him. Giving his defence a big hand there. Thomas. Past Duncan. Oh, he gives it straight to Kingsley Sinclair. Uncharacteristic mistake from Thomas. Duncan showing some good pace. And there's a free player in the box there for United. They couldn't take advantage of that opportunity. 81 minutes gone at Keith A Park. It's Auckland United 2, Eastern Suburbs 0. Goals for Monty Patterson on 47 minutes. And on 62 minutes, a goal scored by Kingsley Sinclair, the former Eastern Suburbs player. Here's Van der Hayden. Now Zach Tobin. Good skill from him. He hasn't put a foot wrong since he came on, you know. Oh, that's a good ball. Duncan now. Big chance here. And Adam Thomas clatters into the back of Jack Duncan. Nick Waldron sees nothing wrong with it. Play continues. But there's a suggestion of a head knock, which really should mean that play stops automatically. Thank you. Confirmation of the substitution earlier. Josh Redfern, wearing 19, has come in and is playing up front with Monty Patterson going wide on the right of Auckland United's midfield. Jack Duncan receiving treatment. The medical protocols around head injuries are clear. Play must stop. So certainly as time goes on and we see more and more the effect of concussion on professional athletes from decades gone by, it's meant that certainly studies and new protocols and practices are conducted and implemented to ensure the health and safety of players is utmost in the thoughts of those who administer and deliver the game, and making the sport safe for everybody who participates. Now play back underway. Well, I don't want to preempt anything, but even at 84 minutes, it looks like the points are safe for United. The advantage they've built up has been well deserved in the second half. A goal from a set piece and a quick transition have been too much for Eastern Suburbs so far, and they haven't really looked like getting back into the game unless Hoyle can make a big impression here. It's gone all the way out to the back post where Zach Tobin is. He's looking for support. Can't find it. Clissold joins in. Thought about the shot. Picks out Tobin. Run in behind by Van der Hayden. Haviland. Yes, well, that was the initial touch from Jaden Van der Hayden. That caught Haviland out and resulted in the free kick for Auckland United. Just out of picture, Robert Tipalou is suffering from cramp, and he's getting some running repairs from his skipper Joe Dawkins. He's had a good game, Robert Tipalou. He's playing in that role just in front of the back four that so often goes unnoticed. Just picking up bits and pieces, breaking down attacks, and when he can, distributing the ball to more attack-minded players. But Eastern Suburbs have struggled to find a way through. Here's Clissold. Thomas. That's a very decent ball from Adam Thomas. Stephen Hoyle whips one in to the near post, and that is meat and drink for Mac Waite. Looking to get things moving. Hoists forward towards Redfern. It's won by Thomas. Van der Hayden Strong. Now Lang McConnell. Tobin. Well, I like the look of Zach Tobin. I said earlier he hadn't put a foot wrong. He literally has not given the ball away once since coming on. Looks busy, looks interested to try and get involved as often as possible, which is good to see. Time running out for Eastern Suburbs. Tipaloo. That's a good ball for Will Stephen. First touch takes him, almost takes him beyond Joel Clissold. It's Thomas now who wriggles clear. Campbell Strong offering support. Ryan Raj. Strong under pressure from Redfern. 3.5 minutes of the regulation 90 left to play at Keith A Park. Edwards now capitalising on this momentary lapse in the United defence. Down goes McConnell, Lang McConnell. And Auckland United have one last substitute to throw into the fray. And it is Tipaloo who makes way. And it's Kelvin Opperman who replaces him. Opperman formerly with Onehunga Sports in Eastern Suburbs, also played at Canterbury United, came through the Asia Pacific Football Academy quite some time ago, now 26 years of age. Hoisted away by Viljan. Well, with an increased number of substitutes today, the flow of this game has started to break up somewhat in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe that's something that Eastern Suburbs can take advantage of if they can get the ball forward. They've struggled to do that with any quality. That's been the major issue. Here's Redfern. It's a good ball. Opperman. Redfern keeps the run going. Thomas now intercepts. Good work from him. Well, they usually say that you add 30 seconds for every substitution to calculate your additional time. That would suggest that we're in for 3 or 4 minutes. There was no additional time at the end of the first half as we watch Leon van den Hoven provide a nuisance to the Suburbs defence. Hoyle. Edwards, nice skill. Just maybe hanging on to the ball a fraction too long, and Patterson is in like a whippet. He's got Duncan to his left if he can spot him. Duncan can wrap things up with a good finish here. Oh, it's up the inside of the post. Patterson, offside, no goal. Well, a golden opportunity spurned by United. It would have been the absolute perfect way to seal the 3 points. Duncan decided to go to Viljan's near post, and Viljan, to be fair to the young goalkeeper, got the angle right and hit the inside and ricocheted clear, but by this time Patterson had stumbled into an offside position. I don't think anyone would have begrudged United a third goal, but it wasn't to be. Well, we've played 90 minutes. 2-0. Auckland United in the ascendancy. Clissold popped over the top for Zach Tobin, but it was Will Stephen who intercepted. Have Suburbs got one last final flourish Can they come up with a consolation goal and take their chances on Nick Waldron's watch? Coming up on the generous side in the final knockings of this Northern League game. Strong. Edwards. Hoyle. No movement in front of Hoyle. It's going to be very difficult to create space or find space in that situation. Here's Dawkins. Clissold. Edwards. Spots. Oh, that's not a bad move, but it was far too tame. And Nick Waldron has given a free kick to Eastern Suburbs. He played an advantage. Must have spotted an infringement. It's too quick for my aging eyes to pick up in real time. We're into the second minute of the additional. There is no fourth official in Northern League games, so there is therefore no indication from the fourth official dugout. Normally there is, of course, as you'll be aware. Adam Thomas taking responsibility for the free kick. Mac Waite setting his wall. Josh Redfern coming back to provide additional ballast to Auckland United's defensive calibration. Mac Waite has not had a lot to do throughout this game in terms of saves to make, but he might find himself tested here right at the end. Maybe setting up a grandstand finish, who knows. Thomas, the supreme technician, with the free kick, and all too tame, and that really has been the story of the afternoon for the Lily Whites. They've played in their typically well manicured and structured way, but it's just been a lack of penetration. Nothing given up by a resolute United defence. Well, there's an injury to Joel Clissold, which referee Nick Waldron is taking a look at. I wonder if Joel Clissold was winded in that last challenge he received. He's obviously got a problem with his midriff. We're into the fourth minute of additional time. Thomas hoists the free kick to the far post. Stephen Hoyle with a header. Well, two headers in the space of a minute from Stephen Hoyle and Jaden van der Hayden, and neither have really tested the goalkeeper. That's a great kick out from Waite to Opperman. Sinclair. Reniga. Here's Redfern. Well, that is the final whistle of a fascinating Northern League encounter between Auckland United and Eastern Suburbs. It's finished in a 2-0 victory for the home side and coach Hiroshi Miyazawa. Monty Patterson scored after 47 minutes, and Kingsley Sinclair, against his old club on 62 minutes, wrapped up and made sure of the points for Auckland United. That's all from Keith A. Park. I'm Gordon Glenn Watson. It's been a pleasure talking to you this afternoon. See you again next time.